Saturday night meant for fixing. Is that what I'm calling this video? This is never a 43-inch. Sorry, I bought this in the week as a 43-inch TV. This is a 40-inch. We'll have a look in a second. It does come with a box. Not the original box, but it does come with a box, which is always nice to sell on later. If we get the chance to sort this out and sell it on. It is a 43, look at that. Would you look at that? I told you it was a 43, didn't I? Fault on this one, it was advertised on Facebook, so it could be anything. As picture keeps disappearing. Now, I've done plenty of repairs on pictures that keep disappearing in the past. But I'm going to do it different because a couple of them that I've done in the past have come back, which really does surprise me. I don't mean it surprised me because I think my work is great. There we go. How's that looking? Yes, it works. It's bound to work because the fault with these is that I'll just move that up a little bit so you can see it will kick in. I'll just switch some lights off. There you go. Some of the nasty scratches down the side, but it's okay. As you probably know with these, the contacts get dirty on the backlights, and so they don't make contact all the time, especially when warm. You're going out of focus down there, aren't you? Going out of focus. I'm using a different camera again. My 4K camera is just getting on my nerves at the moment, sorry, so I'm back to HD. Well, this camera's 4K, but I'm only recording in HD. Anyway, so the contacts get dirty, and then sometimes you switch the TV on and there's no picture. And then you leave it a week and switch it back on and there's a picture. And it works fine for 2 weeks and then it goes off again and goes round in circles. And what I used to do is just take the strips out and clean the contacts on the strips. Well, a couple have come back. In fact, I did one just before Christmas. And it's actually come back today. Not this one, but a different one that I did that particular fault with. So the dirty contacts get dirty again very quickly. So what I'm going to do with this one is hardwire it. So I'm not even going to take the strips out, get the soldering iron out and do some hard wiring. So if you've got a Vestel television, it says Hitachi. I don't have to explain the Vestel things now, do I? No? Okay, good. But if you've got a TV that looks like this and that has that issue, then what I'm going to do with this one will sort yours as well as sort mine. Does that make sense? Perfect sense, Alan. Thank you. So let me take the stand off and I'll let you know where I am with YouTubers. Some people probably know. It's not important to anybody else but me. It's not really important to me, to be honest with you. I threw my toys out of the pram November time, was it? With YouTube, because I uploaded 4 videos and they never made it. They went up, but and nobody knows what happened to them. They just disappeared. And I delete as soon as they go up. So I was angry that those videos just lost and I'd fallen out with YouTube. After a couple of months, after about 3 or 4 months, YouTube did get in contact with me. So I had a chat. Well, it wasn't a chat. It was an online chat, you know, text chat. And I explained my problem. And we came to an arrangement. Actually, a financial arrangement, which I thought was strange, because I am a small pebble in a big pond, a very small pebble. And also thank you very much for all the people that have been in contact. It really is heartwarming when people send messages and say, oh, you're back. Well, I am back, but I don't know if I'm back. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to be dramatic about this. I don't do drama, but I've made 3 videos since I've been back, and YouTube have complained about them all, copyright reasons. One of them, absolutely, one of them I did use a copyright track and I expected a copyright strike. I was fine with that. But they demonetized my other 2, and the music that I use is from Music Bakery, which is a free use. And this is rife for anybody else who knows about, goes on YouTube and uses music. You'll know there are certain people, anybody can make a complaint about music being used on eBay and say, well, that's mine or that's my brother's. And YouTube will instantly demonetize the video until an investigation has taken place. Well, an investigation takes ages, and I'm not going to start an investigation. I haven't got time. So that's probably why you're hearing... Is there any music underneath me? Probably not. I'm not going to use any music this time. But I really am at the end of my tether with YouTube. It's difficult enough editing the videos together and doing it. I'm sounding like an old man now, and I really don't want to sound like an old man. But anyway, that was the reason I disappeared in November. And there's a separate reason for why I'm thinking, why should I even bother? Because they've demonetized my last 3 videos, but I do quite like doing them. And I like the interaction with people who also like the TVs, you know, whether you repair them yourself or you're just interested in them. So that's the reason. But I think I should end... I just thought I should give you a little bit of an explanation. But I'll end the moaning there, because we've all got enough to moan about at the moment, and there are some people in the world that have got real problems to moan about, and this is not one of them. And so what I'm going to do is set my other camera up. I've got 2 cameras set up, but I will set this one up here, which is the Christmas present I bought myself. Was it Christmas I got this? Yes, it was Christmas. I got this 4K camera here, which is a DJI Osmo Pocket, and it is a 4K camera with a gimbal. So if I switch it on, you can see the gimbal goes round. It's got a little tiny screen at the back. The problem with using this camera, this one, is because it's such a small screen, you think that it's in focus all the time, and then when you go to edit, you suddenly realize that everything's not in focus. So what you have to do is connect it to your phone and make sure it's focused on the phone screen, which it's not a faff, but I haven't got my phone with me. So all I'm going to do with this one here and now is I'm going to set it up and put it on a timer. You can put these on timer to take 1 picture every 2 seconds. So I'm going to set it up to take 1 picture every 2 seconds for 5 minutes while I dismantle the TV. So it will look like fast motion, rather than getting my editing software to do the fast motion. I will set this up to do 1 photograph every 2 seconds for 5 minutes, and that's what you're about to see now. Now, my apologies if that didn't come out. I've got no idea until I do the editing. But most people have seen me remove a screen before, and that's of course what we have to do, because we need to get to the backlights and the circuitry. So let me just swap cameras over a minute, only so you can have a better look at what I'm trying to achieve here. So now I am just lifting up these clips to get this off. But if I always film as if I'm filming for the first time. No, I don't always do that, but I am doing this time. The reason I'm using a screwdriver instead of my usual fingernail technique is that I've just broken my fingernail, sounding like an old woman, but I have, and it hurts. So I've taken the main front bezel off and taken the screen out. This is now the bezel that holds the diffusers. The diffusers are between 3 and 5 layers of plastic which diffuse the LED light. Very important when you take them off that you put them back in the correct order. So what I tend to do, I'm really struggling for some reason today. What I tend to do is take them all off together at the same time. I really am struggling. You can't see. Sometimes these can be really awkward to get off. Sometimes they just fall off. So I will just take this up and rest it against the screen, and all the diffusers, 1, 2, 3, again I will take up and rest upon the screen. There's a bit of tape holding them in. If you're doing this for the first time, do take a bit of more care than I do. I tend to just rip them off, and you shouldn't. But obviously because of the experience, and I'm not boasting, it sounds, when people use the word experience, it sounds like I'm boasting, and I'm not boasting. I'm just trying to say that, here we go, because of my experience, I kind of know, and it's only I kind of know how much pressure to put on things. And if you don't know how much pressure to put on things, you may overexert it and cause problems. At the end of the day, even these cheaply made TVs, they are cheaply made, but they work. Well, this one doesn't, but that's not the point. Even these cheaply made TVs hopefully you can see from that. I just need to move it enough so I can get to the circuit board there. Now normally what I do with the circuit boards, I'd take this green circuit board off, I'd pull it out, and then I would clean the clips underneath it, but that's causing issues. So you can see the tracks that run. I'm going to scrape away little bits of the track, put some bits of solder, and join it to the 2 dots which we see on each LED strip. That is my plan, and that will stop it, hopefully, with a capital OPE. That will stop it, hopefully. Got to put a few things down here to stop it coming back. Stop them from failing, because I don't think that any of the backlights would have failed. You know, a few years ago these were failing left, right and centre. Now even though this TV is probably 4 or 5 years old, I expect these backlights to last. They're very good quality backlights. It's just the connections under here that aren't. But as I say, I'm not taking that out. Going to do it a slightly different way. Well, let's have a look. We can see here we got positive and negative. So that is the positive. So I will just make a little mark there. The one next to it is the negative. I'll make a little mark there, and that's where I'll scrape, put some solder down, and run a wire from there to there, and that is going to be my plan. And I'll do that on all four, but I'll show you me doing it on one. It's pointless showing you me doing it on all four. Just going to clean my tip because it's dirty, but now it's cleaner. I'm trying to get some of this in shot so you basically see how I do it. So putting the ground one on first, and then run that round the back, and that will go to there. So that, I don't know if you saw that, the camera moved, didn't it? I'm so sorry if it did. But we'll put the positive one in. Are you sure? I'm positive. So again, we just tin this little wire . Hasn't got to go far, it's only got to go there, so let me just put my soldering iron there. That will do it. Snick a bit off. And again, tin that bit. I'll try and get it in line so it looks neat. There's no reason for it to look neat, but there's no reason to do untidy work either. I didn't use any flux. I've got some flux here if I needed. But I do like this stuff. Smells lovely. Those that have been with me since the beginning know I love my California flux. It is very good. It's a rosin, and it acts as a cleaning agent as well. So hopefully you managed to see that, Yeah, hopefully you managed to see that eventually with the camera in. And of course I'm going to do exactly the same on all of the other 3 strips. So just give me 10 minutes to sort that out. So there you can see I've done all 4 strips. I'm just going to put a little bit of alcohol on where I've been and the work that I've done, just so I can clean it up. Really, just clean off any of the flux. Not that I used any extra flux. Boom. Yes, you will have a few creases in your sheets. That will not affect your picture. Putting the clips back in, and of course the next thing to do is just test it. You know, make sure all the backlights are going to come on. It would be slightly embarrassing now if you know, after being a bit cocky, telling you what the fault is even before testing it. But again, you know, experience, and we've done so many of these. But it's always wise to test. Don't know what the bloody hell I did with the mains lead. That's pathetically poor, isn't it? It's still going to be in here, of course. Right, so just plugging the mains lead back in. Plug it in, see what goes, bang, switch it on. Wait a few seconds. Oh, okay. That was interesting. That was interesting. That didn't work at all, did it? Okay. Let's just try that again. I've done something wrong. Did you notice what I've done wrong? Which is why the backlights didn't come on. It's the two middle positives. I've put the positive there, and it should be on this track. And I've done the same with that one. Positive there, and it should be on that track. I got the first one I showed you, I got right. And the last one I got right. Over there. But that one and that one are shorting each other out. Well, not shorting out, but it's bypassing a couple of strips, and it doesn't like it. So bear with me. Let me know in the comments if you saw that before I did. So there's the fresh piece there, and there's the fresh piece up there. There's a little bit of excess solder which I really ought to break off. I'm having a fun day today because I've broke that off now, and that's broken the track. That still isn't going to work, so I'm going to have to put a link wire there now. What sort of amateur day am I having? Okay, so I've just put a little jumper wire in because I broke the track. So the jumper wire is there. And now we should be good. I'm tempted to peel that bit off, but I'm not going to because we all know what's going to happen. Let's switch it on. Hoolah! There we go. Well, you're seeing some lines on the camera, so I'm just going to bring in the other camera, which is still... Oh, it's gone bright now, so maybe you're not seeing the lines. But let me... I just want to bring in the other camera. The only reason I want to bring in this camera is because it's probably not going to have a shutter effect like the other cameras do. This is a gimbal camera, of course, so there's not much of a jerky motion. If I zoom in and out, it is quite smooth. But anyway, smooth or not, all the backlights are working, which you may be able to see. Yes, you can, with no flicker. Well, I hope there's no flicker. I won't know till I edit this together later. Now it means putting the TV back together. Deep joy. Looks a bit dark. I don't know if that brightens it up or not. Well, probably not. Anyway, let's go back to the YouTube button. So obviously you saw it working when I first set it up. We know that it's the TV is working as such, but what I've done is, of course, stop it from the backlights not connecting. Again, they will always connect now. So is there anything on here that I can play just to test, just to give me a picture test? Don't know. Possibly that with the volume down. But I just want to check that we do have audio first.
I'm going to play this really loud tonight to get back at our Armenian neighbours.
There we go.
Hey.
So, but there it is. Probably get a copyright strike for that now. But it's a nice 4K TV, and it should last a few more years now that has been done, as long as we're sensible with the backlights. So that's how to hardwire it. Well, it is if you don't make the first mistakes that I made. But, you know, I'm just young, I'm just learning. There I was talking about experience and showing you that I've got absolutely none. But thanks very much for watching, and it's probably going to be some time before I do another video, so don't think I've run away. I've got a few other projects that I'm dealing with at the moment that I'm playing with. But I will hopefully, if I can get the other thing sorted out with YouTube, start to do a few more. Okay? Watch out, you've probably noticed I've been doing the odd pop quiz here and there from my DJ days. I'm setting up a pop quiz channel, so watch out for that. I'll link you to it maybe next time I do a video. Alright, bye.